What's going on, guys? JSkeleton with Brandon, guys. Today coming at you some a little bit different again, my friends. I'm going to be finally giving you guys my initial spoiler-free, no spoilers, that means no spoilers whatsoever, spoiler-free thoughts and impressions on Avengers Infinity War, one of the biggest movies of all time, which, by the way, I think it crushed $725 million worldwide in 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm assuming. Which is absolutely insane. So it's literally the biggest opening weekend of all time. It's crushed everything. Fate and Furious. It crushed The Force Awakens. Obviously, Titanic was crushed by Black Panther, and Avengers Infinity War crushed Black Panther. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy, man. I've seen it 3 days in a row. I've seen it 3 times. I've seen it every day of opening weekend except Thursday. I've seen it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which was really cool, man. It's an amazing movie. I would go see it every single day of the month if I could, because it's a really great movie. That said, I mean, this is gonna, like, again, this is gonna be spoiler free, so I'm gonna try to tiptoe my way through this. I'm gonna try to give my thoughts and impressions without any spoilers. But obviously, if you don't want to hear anything about the movie at all, then, you know, obviously, you know, watch the movie first and then watch this. But I'm not going to be giving away specific plot points or anything like that. I will say that the movie starts out and it just throws you into it, right? It starts off with a bang. Kevin Feige, the producer, the guy in charge of all the MCU movies, he said before the movie came out that the movie's just going to throw you into it, and right from the very top of the movie, you're going to see why Thanos is the biggest and worst villain that the Avengers have ever encountered. So that's true. That is 100% true. That definitely did happen, and it was insane. And I mean, the movie starts off and it puts you on the edge of your seat, and you're left on the edge of your seat the rest of the movie, pretty much. There's moments where, you know, it gives you maybe a little bit of time to breathe, but it's a very it's very action-packed and dark. Action-packed in the sense of, like, not necessarily fight scenes all the time, which there are a lot of fight scenes, but just there's a lot going on constantly in the movie. There's just a lot of stuff that keeps you glued to it, keeps you on edge, and it's insane. So obviously, you know, the plot is you know, Thanos trying to get all 6 Infinity Stones. The question is, does he do it or not? That's for you to find out when you watch the movie. I will say that you never know what's going to happen. There's literally moments where I thought something was going to go one way and it went the other way, or I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing here. They're trying to trick you. It's going to go this way, and no, instead they went the other way. So it's hard to explain, obviously, unless you've seen the movie, but there's a lot of surprises. There's a lot of things where I'm like, you know, I thought something was going to happen and the opposite happened. There's a couple times where what I thought happened did happen, but there was a lot of twists and turns. There was a lot of surprises thrown at you. There was a lot of curveballs thrown at you, and it worked though. Like it wasn't in a bad way. It was great. It's what made the movie so amazing, is that, you know, you thought, you know, again, you were on the edge of your seat thinking, like, is this gonna happen? And then maybe it doesn't happen, or maybe it does, and you know what I mean? Like, oh man, it's really hard, man. The spoiler-free thing is really hard, because I just want to tell you guys, but I'm not gonna spoil it. Don't worry. Do not worry. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I promise you guys that. I'm not that mean. But there's a lot of emotions. Okay, I'm not giving away any spoilers, obviously, but there's a lot of emotions in the movie, and I mean a variety of emotions. You're gonna feel so many different emotions. There's so many emotions that it touches into that aren't even emotions that you normally maybe think of. Like, obviously there's the main emotions that you're gonna feel, like suspense, and thrill, maybe at some points, and you know, sadness and comedy and anger, maybe frustration, maybe not frustration. I don't know if I felt frustrated to be honest, but you know, you get the idea. You know, the way a movie's supposed to kind of play into your emotions. There was a lot of that, but there was a lot of, surprisingly, there was a lot of other kind of emotions I don't even know how to really describe, where, you know, there's an aspect to Thanos that's very psychological. Let me put it that way. and he's a very deep character. It's not just like, you know, he's here and he's the biggest, toughest guy, and he's gonna, you know, he's trying to kill everyone or whatever. It's not as simple as that. There's a very deep intellectual, psychological aspect to Thanos that even if this was a spoiler video, I don't even know if I could explain it without you guys seeing the movie. You know, like, it's something that you can only really understand seeing the movie, and it was so well done. I mean, hats off to Josh Brolin, the actor who plays Thanos, for his performance, because man, oh man, is it ever good. There's literally times where you're really you're really considering the psychology behind things with Thanos as a character. And this movie really is Thanos' movie. You know, the movie is very Thanos based. There's not a lot about, you know, I mean, there's some about Thanos' backstory in the movie, but there's not a lot about like his origin per se. There's a comic called Thanos Rising you guys could look into if you guys want to know about Thanos' kind of origin story, like his birth and stuff. I mean, like original origin story. You know, it doesn't go that deep into his origins, but it does give you some backstory of Thanos, and you know, it gives you enough in the movie to really understand the character and stuff. And you know, it kind of dives a little bit into you know, other things. I was trying to contemplate whether something was a spoiler, and I'm like, you know what, let's play it safe. I'm not gonna go there. We could talk about that in a spoiler video. But what else can I say, man? Like, the movie is just insane. You know, the Black Order from the Infinity comic. Again, another comic you guys can look into if you want to know more about the Black Order. They're called the Children of Thanos in Infinity War, like Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight, and the Black Dwarf. I forget what they renamed him as in the movie, but he's called the Black Dwarf in the comics, and then Ebony Maw, and all of them. It's yeah, so they're very interesting characters as well. Really adds a darkness. I mean, Thanos is dark enough, but like these characters visually look dark. I mean, more dark than I think I've seen in a lot of villains in the MCU. I liked that personally. The tone of the movie is pretty dark. They do fit a lot of comedy in here, you know, in certain points. I mean, it's not supposed to be a comedic movie, but when you have, you know, characters like Thor and the Guardians, for example, you're gonna have some comedy in those moments. You know what I mean? You got Rocket, you got Star-Lord, you got Drax. I mean, those three characters alone are funny as heck. And then, you know, Thor, you know, has some comedic moments as well. So the comedy is definitely there, and it's enjoyable. But the weird thing is, the second and third time I've seen the movie, I didn't find it funny. Not because it wasn't funny, because I've rewatched other movies like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 that have comedic moments. It's not because I didn't find it funny. It's just because I understood the tone of the movie more after seeing it the first time. So the first time, like, I laughed at those moments because I didn't know what was coming next, right? But understanding the tone of the movie after your first watch, for me anyways, I kind of chuckled still a little bit at the comedic moments. But it's and again, it wasn't because the comedic moments were old. It's just because I understood the depth of the tone of the movie, if that makes sense. It's really hard to give you guys my thoughts and impressions without spoilers, but you know, hopefully that makes sense. What I will say, after 3 times seeing it, you know, sometimes, you know, after the first time you see a movie, you're just hyped and you're like, yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. And then, you know, you see the second time, you're like, it's not that good. No, not for this one. I seen it the first time, I said it's a 10 out of 10. I seen it the second time, I said it's a 10 out of 10. The third time, I still said it was a 10 out of 10. This movie is definitely a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece. I would be doing myself a disservice if I don't mention the musical score, being a musician. No, I'm nowhere near as much of a genius as the minds behind the musical score in Infinity War, but the music my friends, is so intense. The music is so insane that it just sets the mood constantly. It just really makes you feel on edge. If it wasn't for the music, you know, the tone would definitely feel a lot different. The music really helps shape the tone of the movie. It really kind of helps construct that. And I can't say enough good things about the musical score, except it's freaking outstanding. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, man. It's impressive. Honestly, it's there's a lot of the tone to the musical score has a lot of kind of, you know, suspense feelings and kind of like a bittersweet kind of sound to it, where, you know, it sounds kind of, you know, like danger's approaching, and then it sounds kind of sad, and then it's like, it's just, the music alone really takes you on an emotional roller coaster. So it's absolutely insane. I love it. I love the music so much. All that said, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should note. Maybe I should have written notes. The movie, okay, I don't think this is a spoiler, because I mean, this was kind of out there, but the movie ends with you wanting more. I'll put it that way. Okay, I'll put it that way. The movie does feel like a part one. Not in a bad way. It's still a 10 out of 10. It's still a great standalone movie, and you know, it's great by itself, but at the same time, it has that kind of ending where, you know, it's a part one. You know that, you know, there's a second part to this story, a direct sequel, you know, not just like, you know, all the MCU movies are connected, like a direct sequel. There's a second half to this story, which is supposed to be Avengers 4. So if you're like me and you've seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about, where you're just so insanely eager to have some kind of, you know, little piece of information about Avengers 4. You want anything, you know, more, to the point where I literally went out and I bought the Infinity Gauntlet comic, which, you know, is most you know, which is what Infinity War is most based off of. The Infinity Gauntlet, the other comic is called Infinity, and the other one, Thanos Rising. Those are three of like kind of the main ones you can kind of get into. Thanos Rising, not so much. That's just kind of a backstory of Thanos. But then there's also the Avengers Infinity War Prelude comic, which you can get, which it just kind of sets up things leading up to Avengers Infinity War. So it's not going to spoil anything. It's kind of a thing you can read before. Kind of, you know, it kind of fills in the gap between Civil War and Infinity War. So I've been digging into the comics because I just desperately want more. I need more information. I need more Infinity War. I need more of this story. And I'm just trying to figure out, you know, kind of get a taste of what they can come up with, because they do heavily base, you know, the movies off of the comics, but they do change a lot of stuff. They do change a lot of stuff and make it their own story. And you know, it is its own kind of, you know, universe. But it is a lot, you know, there's a lot of the source material is, excuse me, from the comics. So if you guys want to kind of, you know, get, you know, a sense of where it might go next with Avengers 4, definitely pick up the Infinity Gauntlet, issues 1 through 6. You can get the collection one, which is just like one book where all 6 issues are in. That's what I did, because honestly, man, like, this movie is just crazy. I'm obsessing over it. I love it, and I highly recommend you guys go see it more than once. Like, don't even just see it once. Go see it a second and third time, even, just to kind of really understand the story and you know, try to pick up on things you may have missed, because you're gonna want to do that. If you guys did see the movie and you guys want a spoiler discussion, I have a video where I kind of talk about, you know, what comes next, where do we go from here, you know, kind of thing. I'll link that in the description below, but make sure you guys know that video is filled with spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend you see the movie before going to watch that video. Otherwise, honestly, this movie is a 10 out of 10, man. It blows my mind, and the writers are saying that the 4th one is even better. They truly believe that it's even better. So a lot of the people behind the 4th one are saying it's even better. Not just for a marketing thing. I know, you know, most people say, like, you know, well, obviously they're going to say that, you know, But no, it's. I truly believe the Avengers 4 is going to be even better. It's going to be even crazier. Somehow, some way, it's going to be crazier. So I cannot wait for that. That comes out, what is it, May 3rd, 2019. Before that, July 6th, 2018. This year, we got Ant-Man and the Wasp. Maybe we'll get something in there. I don't know. Maybe not. And then we got Captain Marvel in March. I can't remember which day. March 2019. A couple months before Avengers 4. So we got a couple more movies to look forward to kind of, you know, give us some more story of the, you know, Marvel Cinematic Universe. But until then, we're going to be left with just having to speculate and come up with theories and, you know, things like that. So cannot wait for more. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you've seen Avengers Infinity War, did you enjoy it? Don't put any spoilers in this comment section. If you want to talk spoilers, go check out the other video, which is filled with spoilers. You know, give me your spoiler-free thoughts in the comment section below. And if you haven't seen it, what are you waiting for? Why haven't you seen it? Let me know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash like button, subscribe to the comment, share all that awesome stuff. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a new upload. We do lots of different things on the channel. You know, lots of gaming, obviously. Majority is gaming, but you know, sometimes I like talking about movies and stuff like that too, especially Marvel, because I'm a nerd at heart. You know, I'm a huge nerd, so you guys are gonna get some of that as well. I'll catch you guys in the next one, guys. Until then. Well, it's not Game On because it's movie related, but I'll catch you guys later.